There we go. Hey, hi, howdy, everyone. It's gonna be a bit for everyone to kind of shuffle in. But if you're joining us after the stream gets over, hey, hi, howdy, it's Levi with Member Solutions, aka on Villain Support. We have a very special guest. This is Jawsome, the voice of Stitch.
Hi guys, how it going?
He also does Wolverine,
You know it, bub.
Deadpool.
What in the knuckles is this?
Did I imagine you bleeping yourself, or did you actually?
No, I bleep myself. I mean,
That was good. That was smooth.
Oh man, I used to karaoke Tenacious D at a bar that had exclusively clean mics, and I got so good that I could, after a few drinks, still bleep every in the song "Cur Gently." It was good. It was good.
All right. I had forgotten about today's live stream. This was supposed to be a scheduled thing because we had talked about in the past doing the Doctor Strange versus Loki, and it didn't happen because it didn't make sense, and the cameo needed to get done, and so on and so forth. And after rewinding and taking a moment to read things through and going back, I realized I really only had to tweak a little bit of the lines. But I still wanted to do the live stream so that we can get feedback live. We can look at things, look at the storyline that this involves, where Loki is apparently the Sorcerer Supreme, from my understanding, and he accidentally killed Doctor Strange's dog. So we're gonna look at the script. We're gonna read it. Jawsome is an hour ahead of me, I believe. I'm Mountain Standard Time.
It's your Mountain, so it's 1 o'clock. I'm noon.
Oh, you're behind me then.
Yeah,
behind. And you have a few hours to sit and chill with us and say hi. And
I got some time.
Yeah, you got some time. So, we got some time to tinker around with this, have fun with it. Some things to note here. Jawsome is doing this free of charge for us currently. So if I would love it if you guys would go to, you have a YouTube channel and it's just Jawsome, right?
My YouTube channel, I think, is the PDX Wolverine.
All right, if you want to drop that in chat, you should be able to type on the comment section, or whichever social media that you want. If you guys go show him some love on his social media channel, that would be great. Just like you guys do for Papa Popo. I don't know how much he posts over on YouTube. I know Popo does mostly TikTok and I guess Facebook and sometimes YouTube. And you have a Twitch too, right?
I do not Twitch. I TikTok, YouTube, and then I'm on Instagram as Jaws Cosplay, and then the PDX Wolverine.
Okay. So, and he also, you recently did a movie. You were in a movie.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's currently stuck in production hell.
Oh.
Everything was shot. We did the ADR pickups. We had a scheduled release. And then there was one issue with the ADR for one of the actors. They and the director got a whole bunch of like stuff going on. And
what is ADR? What does that mean?
The audio recording. So
okay.
You film the scene and the audio's kind of off. So then we go back in, we re-record the lines in the booth. In general, what we do is we'll play the scene, watch it, listen to it, and then try to recreate the line in a more controlled environment. So that way the audio can be nice and level. It was very interesting. The director, who was also the writer, who's also the sound mixer, wanted to do it as basically we were recording almost word by word. So he'd play like 2 seconds of it and we'd have to match, and then 2 seconds and match, and then all 4 seconds together and match. And it was the first time I've done it that way.
That's interesting. I've tried to do some clean line takes, and it's a little bit weird and hard to do. You guys have been live when I've had to try to redo things. So it's interesting that I'm guessing that happens quite a lot in the film industry, because I would imagine that they have to go back and clean up audio all the time.
Yeah, I know I've seen some clips of like it doesn't want to let me link my YouTube to get into the comments. But like,
I already
oh, okay,
posted
nope,
it
I see it.
there. And you can, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was for Logan. I found a clip and it was Hugh Jackman inside a sound booth and they were playing the scenes and he's just standing there in front of a microphone. He's got his head trying to match up his jumping and like really getting into it. So that way he can also not just get the line, but also get the emotion and the sound that he is moving recorded correctly.
That's insane. It's no wonder that they wind up using celebrities then for some voice acting. I will agree with Matthew Lillard that like just using high-end celebrities all the time for animation is hurting the community. You know, like, because there's so many talented voice actors like yourself that could play parts, and they just keep giving them to these big name actors instead.
Yeah, no, I mean there are times where like no hate to the actor that they picked, but it's like, yeah, you got the name, you've got the, the curb appeal, but was it the right choice for that character?
Without dropping names, I think everyone agrees that the last 3 or 4 animation movies that have come out with the same actor, it's like, we know you can voice act. You've done it before, but you're just using your normal voice. And at a certain point, it's like, oh, that's
Yeah, it's one of
those.
those.
You can't disassociate no more.
Like one that I find is hilarious is whenever and 90% of his stuff is actually like live action, but Jack Black is absolutely, I as far as I'm concerned, he has the pass to use his normal voice because he is such a character in and of himself that animated or live, it doesn't matter. He's entertaining. He is whoever it is.
Yeah.
But there are others. I believe Jack's worked with one of them. But yeah, it just doesn't it doesn't come across the same.
No, it does not. Jack Black is very similar in the aspect of like I feel like Robin Williams for a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Now Robin is his own, but Jack is kind of coming to his own too, and it's just one of those like, because Jack emotes so much, becomes the character as long as he like likes it. That's another thing. Jack has to like the thing,
Yeah.
not just be getting a paycheck. You kind of know when he's just taking a paycheck at a certain point. As much as I love, he plays Poe, right?
Yes.
So, and I love him as Poe, but like, there's a point like in 3/4 that you go, did you go back to being movie 1 Poe? Like, what's going on here? Like, there used to be some growth in Poe, and like it just went out the window.
The question is, was that the writing? Was that the direction? Or was that him just slipping back in?
That's a very good question. I don't think we'll get that answer ever, because it would be detrimental to answer that type of question to
however, I will say that thanks to Kung Fu Panda 4, Hit Me Baby One More Time is now on my playlist. The Jack Black version though.
All right, so this has been a nice conversation. We'll probably swing back to it again or something like that. I'm going to share the script so you can see it as well. And I believe you have this script.
Yeah, my current setup, I'm down to one screen, so this is actually way nicer.
Okay.
Being able to see everything all at once.
So we're gonna do what's called, for everyone that might be new, we do what's called a dry read, where we just kind of read it out. It doesn't need to be super fancy or anything like that. And because we're going to be working on the script, we're going to be taking feedback from both you guys as well as Jawsome here. And if you guys want to give some feedback, on the Doctor Strange voice that he might be doing, his range is much larger than what we've actually used him for. He can do Darkwing Duck.
Ish.
It's been a bit, but I know you can.
I mean, it's been a while, so get that. I am the terror that flaps in the night. And there are certain. I just got to get certain words back.
Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna go for it. So I'm gonna start off, and then we'll go from there. We'll read it. James Cameron needs to not be okay. We're not gonna delve too far into it. All right, Doctor Strange, there's a bit of a problem with the bounty that you placed on Loki.
It's not high enough. I can raise it if need be.
No, holy heck, you already have it set for 5 million. The issue is John Wick took the bounty for free. What did Loki do that was so bad?
He killed my dog.
Oh, even for cancer, I think he's so fucked. How did he kill your dog? That doesn't sound like Loki.
He caused him to have a heart attack after placing a force field.
You placed a bounty on the guy indirectly responsible? Damn! Talk about overkill. How old was your dog that he had a heart attack from a force field anyway?
His twilight years, but I don't see how that matters.
It matters a lot. He could have been seen begging for bacon strips and killed over.
Bats deserved a longer life. Now he is destined to roam as a magical ghost dog for eternity.
What? How?
He might have...
I'm going to stop you right there. Let me recap this to make sure I have it right. You and Loki had a tiff. He placed a harmless force field that in turn caused your elderly dog to have a fit and kill over as if he'd seen the biggest dog treat in the world, and then brings him back as a badass ghost dog. So your response was to place a bounty and send Baba Yaga, the boogeyman of boogeyman, John Wick, the same guy, mind you, who put Thanos in his place, after him.
Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus.
I need to emphasize Loki on that one. Sorry.
As far as I know, Jewel, yes, he still has Bats the ghost dog rolling around. Who loves Logan, by the way?
I need you to find and cancel this bounty, man. You're supposed to be the good guy. Ish.
Fine. Just give me a minute to find it.
Thank you. I'm so glad that we could have come to
Sorry. I couldn't find the fucks to give.
What?
Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks, and I'm all out of fuck bucks, so I can't place an order to give a fuck.
Okay. Props for creativity, but hear me out. What if he's supposed to have like a heroic turnaround arc with maybe his own TV show and becoming like, well, I don't know, the anchor for the entire multiverse? Would you be able to magic up a fuck then?
I know he does, Levi. I know all of it. And no, even knowing that, I can't magic up a fuck.
Well, shit. Fucking damn it all. All right. So a good portion of this work, it still feels really good. The starting could use a bit of work. And obviously, like I said to everyone here, we're not doing, like, even though I go and I emote and everything, I did not request that of Jawsome right now. So based on the lines outside of the start here, these couple lines here, I feel like this works a little bit, but we do probably also need to make this he might have line slightly longer.
Yeah, like Magical Dog. What? How? He might have come across a slight artifact that I forgot to lock away that then turned his form into a astral projection that now roams the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Well, according to the comic, if I remember right, he took Loki took him to the tree, right? Yeah. There's I'm not a big fan of using AI, but like for quick shit right now, Google is going to be what I'm going to use. So the aftermath. Loki, generally remorseful, frantically apologizes, a rare moment of vulnerability, and takes Bats' body to the World Tree. So that's probably right there where what we need to have.
Okay.
We need to have something along the lines of
He might have kidnapped Bat's body and taken it to Yggdrasil, causing his soul to come back.
And I can literally stop you at when you say this, because that's pretty much giving it away that, you know, he did this thing and he came back as a ghost dog. However, we don't actually know that he's a ghost dog yet. No, we do right here. You say
the line right before it.
Yeah, so that allows me to go bam into that, and then I just need to get back to the street. So this recap here needs to be slightly different here. I'm gonna stop you right there. Let me recap this to make sure I have it right. You and Loki have a tiff. I need to say have or had a tiff. Let's say had a tiff. He placed a harmless force field that in turn caused your elderly dog to have a fit and keel over as if he's seen the biggest dog treat in the world, and then proceeds to there we go. So I misspelled that. Proceeds to bring him back as a badass ghost dog. So your response was to play. Hold on. That's where we have an extra line for Doctor Strange.
Oh.
That's where Doctor Strange can be like, maybe. Kind of like a that sounds about right type. Oh, no. Yeah, that sounds about.
As a badass ghost dog. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
And the problem is,
there we go. I like that. And the problem is and see, that changes my line. Your response was the problem. I don't need a capital U.
Your
response was the problem. That's right there. Your response was the problem. You placed a bounty and sent Baba Yaga, the boogeyman of boogeymen, John Wick, the same guy who, mind you, put Thanos. Yeah, there we go. Who, mind you, put Thanos in his place. You sent him after Loki. Oh, no, see that line doesn't work quite as well. Your response was the problem. You placed a bounty on Loki and wound up sending, Your response was the problem. You placed a bounty on Loki and wound up sending Baba Yaga, the boogeyman of boogeymen, John Wick, the same guy who, mind you, put Thanos in his place. Well, and then you go, well, all I did was place the bounty.
All I did was place the bounty. John Wick was a bonus.
Yeah. This line still feels like it needs a little bit of work. We might have to work on my line, but your line still fits. We still have to have my line be similar to what's currently here, but it feels a bit weird.
You need to give it to Sam Jackson.
Huh?
You wound up sending Baba Yaga, the boogeyman of boogeymen, John Wick, the same motherfucking guy who put motherfucking Thanos in his motherfucking place.
I would love to have that in there.
Little too
And
much. Little too much.
No, you're cursing is fine. We're 20 minutes in.
Hmm.
No, the problem was that it didn't feel good when I
Oh,
did the line. Cause so like your response was the problem. You placed the bounty and like when you go through everything else, right? The line itself
yeah.
by itself, you look at it and you go, oh, that's a really good line. But when you add it into everything else, it winds up detracting from the sketch
Okay, yeah.
rather than helping it. Now, one or two fucks would be great. John fucking Wick, the same guy who, mind you, put Thanos. Yeah, see, that's where I could do the fucking part. Instead of overemphasizing it, like I get it. Normally you would, but your response. Okay, let's. We still have to work on the beginning, but we'll finagle it a little bit. Doctor Strange, there's a bit of a problem with the bounty that you placed on Loki.
It's not high enough.
We
I
need
can raise
to
it if
we
need
need to
be.
change that.
I almost feel like what? Not high enough?
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Because I almost the way I'm reading it is like you're reaching out. Doctor Strange is always in his own world. Like you're just this is a distraction. What? Not high enough? Oh, I can fix that.
Doctor Strange, there's a bit of a problem with the bounty you placed on Loki.
What? Not high enough? I can raise it if need be.
No. Holy heck. You already have it set for 5 million. The issue is John Wick took the bounty for free. What did Loki do that was so bad?
He killed my dog.
Oh. Even if we cancel it, he is so fucked. How did he kill your dog? That doesn't really sound like Loki.
He caused him to have a heart attack after placing a force field.
You placed a bounty on the guy indirectly responsible? Damn! Talk about overkill. How old was your dog that he had a heart attack from a force field anyway?
No, his twilight years, but I don't see how that matters at all. It's really...
Yeah, no, it can literally. I shouldn't have a comma there.
Oh, I was like, that feels like an interruption, so that's a period.
Yeah, no, that's a period. Okay. That's literally just Doctor Strange being. I don't see how that matters.
It's twilight years. I don't see how that matters.
It matters a lot. He could have seen bacon for bacon strips and keeled over.
Bats deserved a longer life. Now he's destined to roam as a magical ghost dog for eternity.
What? How?
Oh, Loki might have taken Bat's body back to Yggdrasil, and
yeah, I like that. Good call. I'm going to stop you there. Let me recap this to make sure I have it right. You and Loki had a tiff. He placed a harmless force field that in turn caused, I don't know why, caused your elderly dog to have a fit and keel over as if he'd seen the biggest dog treat in the world, and then proceeded to bring him back as a badass ghost dog.
And the problem is?
Your response was the problem. You placed a bounty on Loki and wound up setting Baba Yaga, the boogeyman of boogeymen, John fucking Wick, the same guy who, mind you, put Thanos in his place.
Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus.
I need you to find and cancel this bounty, man. You're supposed to be the good guy. Ish.
Fine. Just give me a minute to find it.
Thank you. I'm so glad that we could.
Sorry. I couldn't find the fucks to give.
What?
Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks. And I'm all out of fuck bucks. So I can't place an order to give a fuck.
Okay. Props for creativity. But hear me out. What if he was supposed to have a heroic turnaround arc and maybe his own TV show and becoming like the anchor for the entire multiverse? Would you be able to magic up a fuck then?
I know he does, Levi. I know all of it. And no, even knowing that, I can't magic up a fuck.
Oh shit! Fucking damn it all! I like that, and even though I'm not a huge fan of the start has changed just slightly enough that it works. I don't think I can do a. I don't think unless somebody has a better idea for an opening line, I think that works really well to set the stage of what's going on. Doctor Strange is starting to sound like Deadpool. Again, we're not trying to do voices or super acting. I just have a tendency to do it because I need the practice way more than somebody who gets paid professionally to voice act. This motherfucker over here does this for a good portion of his living.
I'm waiting for it to become a bigger portion, but until then.
All right. So my go-to in US is effing well has run dry. So I Marvel Comics rule of 1 F-bomb per. Is there only 1 F-bomb? Yeah, besides the fucks thing, yeah.
Up until Doc Strange gets into it.
Yeah. I like this. So all we need to do now is work on Doctor Strange's projection, how we want him to say the lines for everyone here, and kind of what we want Doctor Strange to sound like. Now, the original Doctor Strange, I didn't give you a whole lot of line direction. In the last, in all honesty, couple months, I haven't done a whole lot of line directions for you, and I do apologize. I've had a lot going on, and I'm starting to get kind of back into the swing of things again. And I take full responsibility. That's on me more than anything. So, how do we want for everyone here? How do you want Doctor Strange to sound? Jawsome has a few different options that he swung my way, and originally I was just kind of run with it. But after hearing your guys' feedback, so this is Pride Month. I'm not going to touch anything with Harry Potter in it.
Yeah, no, that's a good choice.
No, if Chris decides to, that's on him. But I just sent him a message talking to him that we, yep, and he has no intention of doing anything with Harry Potter or J.K. Rowling this month either. So we're just moving onward for that. Anyways, so let's work on Doctor Strange. Russell, no, we're working on a sketch right now. How do we want him to sound that isn't going to make him sound like Deadpool, obviously? That still allows you to have those projections that he kind of needs. Like Doctor Strange saying, "What? Not high enough? I can raise it if need be." Absolutely needs to have that nonchalant, I'm interrupting him. And then we get into the conversation relatively early of we should start hearing his emotions starting to shift up until he does the "I don't give a fuck" type of thing, right? Because he's talking about his dog that he loves.
Yeah.
So right here, I think you had a perfectly good reaction. That nonchalant, what? Not high enough? I can raise it.
Not high enough. I can raise it if need be. I almost I would love to. Vincent Price is not one of the characters I've ever come close to or tried to emulate. But I almost feel, because Benedict Cumberbatch has been there so long. Doctor Strange is now more of a deep, right?
Yeah.
So what? Not high enough. I can raise it if need be.
He
killed my dog.
We don't necessarily need to worry about that because I'm going to also have Doctor Strange on screen. So if you have a desire to do a higher voice for Doctor Strange, we can do that. We can work with that.
I mean, I feel like he's more of a mid to low range in general, just because Dr. Haughty, still very full of himself.
Okay.
Kind of that, not British, but puffy looking down his nose-esque.
So the one line that's going to give this away, really, because everything else is kind of going to, you're not going to necessarily be monotone, But until you get to the bats deserved a longer life, you don't have this huge
Right. Yeah.
emotional check. You're gonna have a little bit of
He killed my
emotion, and he
dog.
killed my dog. That's gonna be more of a he killed my dog. You know, you're gonna have that little growl in there. You caused him to have a heart. You're gonna have pretty much the same. You have not had the level of there, and this is a defensive type of line.
His twilight years, but I don't see how that matters.
And then you go, it matters a lot. I go, it matters a lot. And this is where you fucking like you get angry. Like you should have that moment of bats deserved a longer life. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, yeah. Sorry. I was running with you. Sorry. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna drop this down. Bats deserved a longer life. Bats deserved a longer life. Now he is destined to roam as a magical dog for eternity.
I really like that because you have that emotion in there. And then he gets checked almost immediately by having to acknowledge that Loki brought him back.
Yeah. Loki might have taken Bat's body to Yggdrasil, and
this is where we could probably do like an italic.
Loki might have taken Bats' body to Yggdrasil, and
do you want to say World Tree instead? Would that be easier?
Whatever you think works, because there's Yggdrasil, World Tree. What do you think would sound better? I mean, because Doctor Strange is in these realms and everything, so he would absolutely know Yggdrasil.
Yeah, and he would say that versus the World Tree. For everyone here, if he says the name of the World Tree, are you guys gonna know? Is the general public going to know? Is that going to be something that people are going to be like, what's that?
And I feel like Doctor Strange also wouldn't clarify it to you because the Acme support teams obviously know about these worlds. So saying
and Levi especially has been around long enough, he should know it.
Yeah.
Levi is technically older than Doctor Strange.
Well.
All right. So I played God of War Rag. Okay, so we're gonna go with leaving the name in there. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and kind of go by line by line. We'll have we're gonna and if that's okay, if you're set up to record.
What's up?
You're set up to record by the looks of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do here is a little bit different than what I normally have him do. He's going to do a line. This way I can hear it and I can give live feedback and be like, can you try it this way? Can you try it this way? Which is much different than me telling him what I normally do is like stay in character, have all your bloopers in character, whatever, send it to me because we'll probably eventually use those bloopers down the road. Which is true. We are talking in depth about like grabbing some of the bloopers. I have an entire area on my hard drive for all of Jawsome's voice work.
I have all of my recordings I've sent your way too, so
that's
just good business though.
I keep them, but so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have him do line by line. We'll go over it. We'll see how it feels. And then we'll move to we'll go one line, move to the next, so on and so forth. Until we have all the lines. And then he'll send those lines to me. Whether or not I record right now, which I've got another video to record in a few hours. I think I'll just record both those videos at that time. It makes more sense to me to record 2 videos at the same time versus having to record now and then a few hours later having to go back to work again. Game 4 or 5, you're spectating this one. Sod Law says Levi will end stream just as I'll try not to do that. Dr. Strange says magic and educated, he would say the name of tree. I agree. And you know what, Sandra, that is a great editing note, actually. Da, da, da. Okay. So I got a nice editing note. When you are ready, go ahead and do the first line, and I will shut up.
So just act like you've already said yours.
Do you want me to say mine and then you do yours? Because
no,
like
it's
this
fine.
way I can mute and you don't have to worry about your mic picking up me in the background.
Oh yeah, no. All right.
All right.
What? Not high enough? I can raise it if need be.
Can we have you do that line just slightly slower, like with more of that not like you're busy doing something, so you're half like paying attention, like as if you're reading a book. What? Not high enough? And then you kind of like pay attention. I can raise it if need be, type of thing.
What? Not high enough? I can raise it if need be.
I like that. What do you guys think? Part of me hears that I can raise it if need be. Feels like that would be the point where he pays attention. Is like I can raise it if need be a little bit faster, but it does work as well.
Okay, so do one of these like what? Not high enough? I can raise it if need be.
Kind of like that, yeah.
What? Not high enough? I can raise it if need be.
I like that one.
Okay. All right.
When you say distance, do you mean like distance from the mic, or do you mean distance kind of like what he said, where you are kind of like where he's a little further out away? Because I like the line he just did. We're about 30 seconds behind, Jawsome, by the way. It takes about 30 seconds for them to kind of come in. Is the crinkling plastic intentional? What crinkling plastic? I don't hear. Do you have crinkling plastic on your end?
Oh, I grabbed something just as a prop to look at. It might have caused a little fuzz.
Do you want to see if it caused it on the line?
Yeah, let me just.
You mean board? That particular what not high enough that he did on that last take, I feel is great. It is somebody answering the phone as they're busy. It's not a bored response. It's a I need to take this phone call. This is somebody I'm going to talk to, but I'm also kind of busy doing something else. It's less bored. The first part makes strange sound. Well, we don't want boredom. We want I'm doing something else. Boredom, his entire line would be like that. He wouldn't care.
Yeah, that'd be more of a not high enough. I can raise it if need be. Versus
and that makes the whole line more monotone than what we want, especially for a video that's in the first few seconds. Now, if this had been, let's say, in a movie or in a 10-minute script or something like that, and you are 5 minutes in, we can have that monotone. Your attention is on the whole thing of everything going on now. But when you're first trying to get locked in, and this happens on everything, movie, television, everything, however you start the thing is going to set the tone. So a horror movie will draw you in by doing something either A, having a really picture perfect scene turn horrific, B, you start off with this spooky vibes, or C, and this is probably the most common, is you do a mixture of the two where you have kind of like things going on, but then the music doesn't match the happy vibes that are being shown, right? Something is going on, but something doesn't match, and you get that ooh, something's funky. Chucky is a good example of this, where they start out the show. Same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street and Jason, the first movies, all kind of start that similar fashion of like something's okay or something's not okay. I love horror movies. It's a great example of the differences in filmography that you can use to tell a scene. Anyways, We're moving on to the next one. He killed my dog. I want you to have like that similar that I can raise it if need be, but I want you to add a little bit of a growl to it because you're kind of getting a little pissed at just the thought of remembering what he did.
He killed my dog. He killed my dog.
That's more of a
He killed my dog. I don't know.
yeah, that's more of a sarcastic smartass thing. Which granted, Doctor Strange, but we quite haven't gotten there yet. I feel like the smartassery would be right here in his Twilight years line.
Gotcha.
Right
Yeah,
now,
okay.
this is him going over like he killed my dog. Like you have a slight growl to it, maybe at the end of it when you say the the end of the killed part.
Yeah. Okay. He killed my dog. He killed my dog.
You have kiddos.
Yeah.
Right. Has one of your kiddos broken something that you really loved and liked?
No, unfortunately, I was much too mature to be that attached. But I get the vibe. Like,
Okay.
I'm just trying to like, because also at the same point, like, and this may be my characterization. I feel like Doctor Strange at this point, he's just, yeah, I can raise it. What did he do so bad? He killed. I don't know. He'd still be kind of trying to play. He killed my dog. Oh, there we go.
I agree with that, and it's just a short line to get to that growl point. It's very similar to like better yet, customer service. You're trying to be amicable.
Gotcha.
But you've been on hold for 2 hours.
He killed my dog.
That right there.
Okay.
Did you record that?
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah. That was perfect. That was literally that exact moment of like, I'm trying to be amicable. I'm paying attention now, but also I'm getting a little pissed off.
Look, I know you're the person that's just on the other side of the phone, and you don't make the decisions. But right now, you're stuck with me.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And having to re-explain an event.
Yeah.
We're moving further into that. Even if we cancel, he is so fucked. How did he kill your dog? That doesn't sound like Loki.
He caused him to have a heart attack after placing a force field.
Good. You placed a bounty on the guy indirectly responsible? Damn! Talk about overkill. How old was your dog that he had a heart attack from a force field anyway?
His Twilight years, but it doesn't. Oh, sorry. His Twilight years. But I don't see how that matters.
I interrupted you on accident. The way you started that first take was perfect. Like that defensive his Twilight years. And then I would probably quickly say the line. So like you did before, his Twilight years, but I don't see how that matters. Like you go back to being angry.
His Twilight years, but I don't see how that matters. Oh, I didn't get that one. Damn it.
It's good. Just slow the line down just a tad. You've got
his,
to like
his
the
Twilight years, but I don't see how that matters. His Twilight years, but I don't see how that matters.
Do you want to play back that last one to see how fast it sounds?
I was just listening to it.
All right.
So that last one, was that still a little too fast?
It feels just a little bit too fast. Go ahead and be like his like drag out the like the defensive marker, and then go. But I don't see how that matters.
Okay. His twilight years, but I don't see how that matters.
Perfect pacing. We need to make the see how that matters getting back into the grittiness of how he was feeling, because again, customer service, you're like explaining yourself. You don't want to feel like explaining yourself again. This has been explained a million times.
His twilight years, but I don't see how that matters.
I like that. That's good. It matters a lot. He could have seen begging for bacon strips and killed over.
Oh wait, this is where I'm going to dump my my decibels real quick. Bats deserved a longer life. Now he is destined to roam as a magical ghost dog for eternity. Now he is destined to roam as a magical ghost dog for eternity.
Can I have you do one more line with the ghost dog for now he's destined to roam as a magical ghost dog for eternity?
Mm-hmm.
But do it like now he's destined to roam as a magical ghost. Like keep doing like how you're doing, but at that eternity, go like for eternity. Like fully lose it at the end there.
Bats deserved a longer life. Now he is destined to roam as a magical ghost dog for eternity.
I like that. I want all those takes just in case.
You'll get them.
Okay. What? How?
Loki might have taken Bat's body to Yggdrasil, and then
we cut it at the, and then I go my line, and I'll do my line for everyone here. I'm gonna stop you right there. Let me recap this to make sure I have it right. You and Loki had a tiff. He placed a harmless force field that in turn caused your elderly dog to have a fit and kill over as if it's seen the biggest dog treat in the world, and then proceeded to bring him back. And then Loki, I need to emphasize Loki. And then Loki proceeded to bring him back as a badass ghost dog.
And the problem is?
Your response was the problem. You placed the bounty on Loki and wound up sitting Baba Yaga, the boogeyman of boogeymen, John fucking Wick, the same guy who, mind you, put Thanos in his place.
Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus.
Go ahead and say...
Yeah. All I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus.
Spam call.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. I was like watching your mouth move. I'm like, oh God, I lost his audio.
Oh, okay. So the second take that you did of the well, I did place the bounty. I like the inflections. I just want you to drag out the well and then lead into the rest of it. Make sure not to space John Wick.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, don't space the John Wick out too far. I like the pacing that you had on that outside of the well portion of it.
Oops. Let me listen to that one again. Oh, yeah, that was a lot of space in there. John Wick.
Actually, we just got a note real quick from Russell that might be a good thing to try after you try it the way I'd requested.
Okay.
Putting a bit of pride on John Wick's name, like a John Wick was just a bonus, might actually be a good idea, but I want both ways just in case.
All right. So, well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus. And then, well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus.
Okay. Yeah, something like that, but in that voice, yeah.
Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus. Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus. Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus.
Can I have you do the John Wick was just a bonus, but do it with a little bit more? John Wick was just a bonus, kind of like snarky, happy that he actually.
John Wick was just a bonus. John Wick was just a bonus. Well, all I did was place the bounty. John Wick was just a bonus. John Wick was just a bonus.
And then we continue onward. I need you to find and cancel this bounty, man. You're supposed to be the good guy-ish.
Fine. Fine. Just give me a minute to find it.
Thank you. I'm so glad we could come to an understanding.
Nope, sorry. I can't find the fucks to give.
What?
Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks. And I am all out of fuck bucks, so I can't place an order to give a fuck. I almost feel
Can
like
we
that
have
should be
that
snappier.
line done? Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, I feel like that should be snappier.
Yeah, I was just about to say we need that to be. I like the deadpan-esque of the sorry I couldn't find the fucks to give, but the definitely that line needs to have a lot more.
Coming back to a little bit more of that anger from Bats is Dead.
The anger and sass kind of mixed into it. Yeah, you're now finally giving the customer service their taste of their own medicine.
Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks, and I am all out of fuck bucks, so I can't place an order to give a fuck. Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks, and I'm all out of fuck bucks, so I can't place an order to give a fuck.
I like that last one especially. The only thing I'm concerned about is I think you've raised your voice up an octave on a couple of these lines. We may need to. I may have you, and again, it may be because I'm listening through a different way than how you're listening. For everyone here, what we hear through the mic doesn't always translate perfectly. So what he's doing may actually be deeper on his recordings than what I'm hearing while he's live doing it. That happens with recordings too. You guys are watching the recording, listening to it, but then the angle and the sound quality is much different with what I'm recording on than it is with me being live. But I do like the inflection, the pacing, the way you said that last line was perfect. The only thing I would say is like if you hear it and it sounds good.
So I'm gonna try. Here, let me. I think I might have had a couple in that one. Oh, well, apparently recorded a bunch of nothing.
Where's the last line that you recorded?
Oh, I'm finding it.
Okay. You're listening more to tone.
Yep. All right, so. Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks, and I am all out of fuck bucks, so I can't place an order to give a fuck. I think bringing it down gives me a little bit different, like where I can hit that intonation. Oh, I seem to have misplaced all of my fucks, and I am all out of fuck bucks, so I can't place an order to give a fuck.
That was a good one.
There we go. I had to find it and then do a bad one, listen to it again, do a decent one. There we go.
And Russell, that's because I'm muting my mic so that he's not hearing double in his headphones when he's trying to do a line.
Oh, you can't wait. It says you can't hear me.
They should be able to hear you. If they can't hear both of us, I've got you registering on my screen, so it should be good.
Okay.
And it could also be that we might have gotten muted on Facebook and not know it.
How dare they? Those
bastards. No, we say the F-bomb enough.
Oh, well, and right there we might have hit our limit.
We don't get paid for the live stream, so I don't care. As long as it doesn't hurt the actual channel, it doesn't matter. So we do the props for creativity line. Okay, props for creativity, but hear me out. What if he's supposed to have a heroic turnaround arc with maybe his own TV show and becoming like the anchor for the entire multiverse? Would you be able to magic up a fuck then?
And this one, like,
you're
I know he does, Levi. I know all of it. And no, even knowing that, I can't magic up a fuck.
So
I almost feel like instead of magic up a fuck, I almost feel like Levi's just in the wrong spot. Maybe like oh, Levi, I know he does. I know all of it. And no, even knowing that, I cannot magic up a fuck.
Did you record that by chance?
I did.
That's the line right there.
Okay. Like I've been sitting there the whole time, like I feel like Levi needs to come first. Be like, oh, Levi, you sweet summer child. Yeah, he does, and I don't care.
So I like that. Those lines are good. I like the obviously Levi's a sweet summer child. Yeah, Levi gets to have that moment of like, and like I'm being treated like the sweet summer child, even though Levi's experienced all these things before. He's just doing his job.
It's like, you have no idea how petty I can be. You sweet, sweet boy.
Levi was petty enough to send Deadpool into the Star Wars universe.
Okay. So what would that look like, Russell? Oh, Levi. Even if I could magic up a fuck, I'd sooner summon that little blue demon from Hawaii.
So I really like this script. I like the lines that you delivered today. For everyone here, this would be normally the part where I record my lines and then we would finagle things in. That's not going to happen right now because I've got other stuff to do.
Yeah, this one's definitely coming to you through email instead of the Discord server, because I don't pay for what is it, Nitro?
Oh, is that why you're not able to send them on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I wound up transferring files enough that it's worth it to spend like $3 on Nitro.
Most of the stuff I end up sending is under the limit, so
Yeah. A little bit of reverb on that last line. On his last line, the Levi, I know he does. I know the I can't magic up a fuck. He did a great take on that line. That line works great. If I wanted to like add reverb as if he's like channeling power, if that's what you mean, I can. I don't feel it's necessary. This is him literally not giving a fuck and making sure I understand that like he's not going to change this. He's going to let Loki get his just desserts.
There we go.
How would I react to Doctor Strange threatening to summon Stitch? At that point, it would be a direct attack on Levi rather than Loki. And Doctor Strange is probably wouldn't do that in the first place.
No.
But if for some reason he decided to have the gall to threaten somebody who is older than him and plays poker with Cthulhu, I would probably introduce him to Cthulhu and he would be nicknamed the Tiny One. Never threaten to help is a good response. Yeah,
definitely.
No, we don't have another skit or sketch or anything. We did the Stitch steals the Sword of Power. That one already got released. People had fun with that. There was a miscommunication, by the way, that we had. Your lines were good, but not in the sense that I could hear them.
Oh, see, well, on the first one, I know that I'd had my buffer on, so then I went back and I recorded without it. Was it still too low?
So for the first line you have that didn't have it, that was all the high stuff. You have one line that's like that, and then like I think I can pull it up. I think I still have it. I can show you.
I was gonna say.
Let me pull up the environment. You can see the thing because it's like you have one line that was good in that original take, and then all of the other ones were really quiet, and I had to like boost the volume way up. And of course, obviously, by boosting it way up, you can hear the difference. It still sounds like it's far away. Now, this worked out in our favor, to an extent. I still would have preferred a slightly clearer line, but I've edited enough that I'm like, I can make this work.
So, like, because I'm assuming that, like, the first recording, it was by the power of Grayskull, I have the power! Came up, and then everything else was dead in that first recording.
Yeah.
And then the second one, did the other lines, were they not good on that second recording?
The second recording, I only have the fertilizer line and a bunch of other here.
Skeletor, come back! Found you! Found you! Yeah. Remember.
And then you just do the remember line stuff, right? But I have the power chant, Grayskull thing. Here, I believe is where it's at. Yeah.
Ohana. Yeah. Ohana. Yes.
Oh, let me fast forward this. It's right
here.
here.
It's like there was a lot of just gibberish before.
Power of Grayskull. I have the power.
And obviously, that's not the one I used.
Yeah.
I had to grab one of these ones that are all super low. If you can see it on the screen. I might have to get rid of the comment section. Look at it. It's all super low volume. So I had to take the volume slider and I had to go all the way up.
By the power of
and it still sounds low.
I have the power.
Now, for everyone here, when you have characters interacting, like Stitch and Skeletor, one of them should definitely sound low if they're not on the phone. However, in editing, I want as clean of audio and I want to be able to hear it as good as I can. That way I can manually lower it, tweak it, and send it further, quote unquote, away as I need to. Maybe I'm having the character come get closer to the phone, or I'm having the closer or further away. When you're doing animation and voice work, as a secondary editing perspective, like I do, you want the lines as clear as possible. Whereas Jawsome, maybe he gets a voiceover request. He'll likely get line directions to go closer and further from the mic and stuff like that, because it's usually easier to have that. However, there are plenty of times where he'll get a request where it's like, I need this audio like this, because we're going to tweak and figure out which way we want this to be. And so on my end, I usually like being the one that edits how further away it is, unless it's a screaming take where he has to be further away.
Right.
Otherwise, it'll peak the mic and kill the take.
And that's like why I have, like, when I'm sitting here, I hit this and suddenly I'm a lot quieter so that I can go and I can yell without peaking. Whereas if I had it on this setting, it would have.
Exactly. And when you're doing a take like the I have the power, but it's so far away that I can't, even with lifting it up, it still sounds too far away. On an editing perspective, that makes it limited based on what I can do. Now, again, we got it to work. It worked.
And I think that was mostly just like, you're like, oh, I didn't get the line. It was too low. And I was like, oh, well, I yelled for Grayskull, so they had to get it. So I just lost everything else. I didn't realize that half of the Grayskulls weren't there.
That, and again, when I reread our conversation, I was like, there's a miscommunication that happened here, and it's too late for me to address this. I have to have this out before the movie gets released. That was and normally we don't have timetables on a whole lot of things. Like the cameos have had timetables. This wasn't a cameo, but it did have a timetable because we wanted it out before the movie came out.
Yeah.
That way it would gain traction and possibly get some stuff during the movie, after the movie. And it did. And it's still getting traction right now.
Woo.
I don't need that up. I don't need, what is this? I don't need that up. We got Doctor Strange, got that. Now, are you able to do any of the Spider-Man? Like, can you do Tobey Maguire or Holland or anything like that?
I have not tried, so it'd definitely be one of those, like, I'd have to watch him for a second. Like, because I know, like, Tobey's is very, like, he kind of talks down here, and he breathes a lot, and then you get Andrew Garfield. That's, he's a lot of head shaking. No, and
he is ADHD, non-medicated ADHD squirrel moments.
He is by far my favorite Spider-Man. Tobey was my favorite Peter, and then Tom's like a nice middle ground for me.
So yeah, I definitely, well, yeah, Tom is definitely like perfect, like good for both.
He's a good split. Like he's got what he needs in the Peter side. He's got what he needs in the Spidey side.
Like he encompasses the character fully, especially because he was the age the character should be, or at least very close.
Yeah, he was the right age, the right look. He had enough of the like self-deprecating, but also like to make fun of everything else. And this isn't light, and I'm just gonna smile through all the pain. Like that was peak. My thing ended up. The reason I loved Andrews so much was it literally came down to the carjacking scene where the guy pulls a knife. He's like, "Oh, is that a knife?" Oh! And just like screwing with the guy. I'm like, that is Spidey. This is my favorite. I love that.
And Tobey Maguire was by and far the Spider-Man that I grew up with. And I agree for the perspective of Peter Parker / old school Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's especially old school. The way that he was like originally written to be a little bit on the older side.
He was nerdy, but the girls still were into him. And it's like, I don't get this, but yeah, Peter's a player.
Right. And Definitely that worked for Toby. But a lot of the Spider-Man comics and shows and everything that most people grew up with was a lot more quippy,
Yeah,
which is why not Holland,
and Garfield.
Garfield Spider-Man was so well received, but his Peter didn't quite land.
It
Peter
didn't.
Parker. He like put the mask on him, bam, he's Spider-Man. Parker didn't quite land that. Toby was a good middle ground. If you go, this is the 70s, 80s era Spider-Man, that's him. 90s, I would say mid 90s to late 90s, early 2000s Spider-Man would be
Garfield.
Garfield, and then Holland is like encapsulating the character as a whole.
Yeah,
like he hit the head on the nail as a whole. That was perfect casting. I don't think in my lifetime, at least, I will see another casting that good. That was such a good casting.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to him as many times as they're going to give me a live action Spider-Man and Tom is still a viable option. I will try to see that every single time.
Now, if you take in for because I say the live action wise, I know we have Nicolas Cage as Spider Noir. That's entirely different Spider-Man that we're talking about. It is. I agree that Nick as that character, both in the animation and from what little I've managed to see so far of the live action, fit really well. By the way, have you seen it yet?
I have not.
I've seen parts of it on TikTok, both in color and in black and white, and I'm like, I fucking hate the color.
I wouldn't even attempt to watch the colorized version. Just like when Marvel dropped Werewolf by Night, I watched it in black and white. And they're like, "Oh, we're doing it in color." I'm like, I don't care. No, that was definitely supposed to be a black and white feature. Perfect. Spider-Man Noir needs to be black and white. One of the podcast groups I work with, we're actually going to be doing a reading of one of the Spider Noir web series later this month.
Can you do it, Nicolas Cage?
Oh, probably God, no. Like, he is so just exact. And I don't watch enough of him. I don't. He's one of those like punishment, like good punishment. It hurts, but it's fulfilling to watch a Nick Cage project.
I like the fact that he fought for the color version for the kids.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because like he performed and did a bunch of things for the black and white specifically. But he was like, we need to have color for the kids. The fact that he was like he went to bat for that, and it probably wasn't a very hard go to bat as much as the interviews make it sound. I don't think it was. I think the making it true color type of thing, the extra expense of like, let's make it as pretty as possible, everything looks picture perfect color, might have been the hard sell.
Right.
But in color, I don't think it was a hard sell at all. Because I guarantee you they were filming with color cameras and they just put a black and white over it.
So I was like, oh, well, this is easy. We'll just take the filter off.
Yeah. Thought just hit me. Is it feasibly possible that Net Warrior Mega Man versus Replicitch invading the interwebs of a Mega Man that's... So Replicitch was reset. Replicitch no longer exists. If you watch the... probably, but when you watch it all the way through, what happens is that that world gets reset, so as if Stitch was never there. It's a very easy way to solve the problem. I get it, but it's also a very in canon, in lore way, because the beings in question that have the ability / us allowing it to happen or whatever. because we didn't press the reset button. We just made sure Stitch was no longer there, and then they reset it. Have the ability to do exactly that. They had the ability to reset their own universe. And if you know Stargate and the Ori and all of them, just how powerful they are, the fact that they were having issues with this chaotic being that doesn't belong in their universe makes sense because they can't control that being. He's not from their universe. And even there was a point, I think, in the series where they threatened to kind of just wipe everything out and start fresh. I love Stargate. Stargate was one of those that... did you watch Stargate?
Not beyond the movie. I know I've been tempted.
It would be a hard sell now, to be honest, because of how old it is.
Jewel State. No, Jewel State's in it. Or is she just in Atlantis? I know she's in one of them. And, Kaylee from Firefly, if she's in something, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Well, the biggest issue would be along the lines, well, I mean, you're the same age as me. You're still going to have that moment of like, you're going to watch it probably on Amazon or Netflix. And you're going to watch it and you're going to be like, damn, this doesn't look that great. Now I have, for record, I have 2 CRTs in my house. So I can watch things the way that they're meant to be watched for those older shows. And they look fantastic. Now they do have an upscaled version that isn't bad, but it kind of looks weird because it kind of like smoothens some things out if you watched it before that shouldn't be smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's very cheesy is the big thing. It's very, very back in the 90s, 2000s or whatever, when it was airing and everything. It was like, oh shit, this is cool. I watch it now and I'm like, it's kind of cheesy.
Sorry, I found the edit headline thing and I'm just having a ball with it now.
What edit headline thing? Oh, yeah. By the way, I just found out that besides the fact that he can do the voice, he also is about the same height as Wolverine actually is, because Wolverine's like what, 5'2", 5'3".
5'3".
5'3", and you're 5'3".
I mean, all the things working into my advantage.
By the way, I'm almost 6 foot. I'm about 5'11". I would literally look at you.
Oh no, I'm hairy from here up. I'm 5'3". I wasn't born in the U.S. and I'm an angry little dude. So like Wolverine.
Wait, you weren't born in? Are you born in Canada?
No, unfortunately, I'm not Canadian. But yeah, no, because I remember in about 5th or 6th grade, I was in love with this like high school girl that lived next door who was obsessed with Wolverine. So I decided I was going to learn everything I could and be, as close to Wolverine as possible. And I had like the Marvel 1993 edition facts for all their characters, and it had it listed. Wolverine was 5'3", 190 pounds pre-adamantium. So I'm like, I'm hovering right around 190. So, I'm good there. Canadian, so non-US. I'm like, okay, well, I'm non-US. I'm 190. I'm 5'3". Yeah, I'm basically as close as you're gonna get.
I'm gonna go pretend to be Wolverine to impress a girl. Let's see how it goes. Did it work?
She did kiss me like 10 years later when we randomly met up. So yeah, I say it worked. Never saw her again after that though. But it was a win. A win's a win.
For you, and I'll answer this too, but for you, what was your favorite sketch that you worked on for us that you put like the most into?
For me, it's gonna come down to pretty much any one of the Deadpools, just because there have been so many. I'm really looking forward to
unreleased ones.
There were some of those that were like, woo, and then like it didn't come out, and I was like, wait, well,
I'm so sorry.
They still have the lines. They still have the lines, so it's gonna happen, or it'll end up on this blooper montage.
I have everything lined up for a a sketch for everyone here. I wrote I think this might be it right here. I don't think I have a way to link the media right now, which kind of sucks.
You brought nice food back.
Yeah. So let me put this up here. I've got some broken media because it no longer exists, but that's not a big deal. I have this downloaded elsewhere.
You brought nice food back.
And then I'm supposed to have a line.
I am not getting back that beautiful sweet Mary Poppins. She chose me, like, insert some reference. Really?
I remember that line. She chose me, like, insert some reference. And then I was like, oh shit, I probably should have come up with something, but that feels better.
OMG. The audience.
And this is Nice Pool. You actually played Nice Pool in this, I believe.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. It was a little odd.
But it's okay. I sprung for the full package. Hey, no retconning my doggy and me adoption.
So we had gotten some. What had happened is I reached out to somebody else, and this is before you were working quite often with us, and before we kind of just like fully decided to work with you for pretty much all our Deadpool voices. And the other guy goes on live streams as Deadpool with full costume and stuff.
Mhm.
And we had even talked about possibly at some point doing scenes like that. I got through all of this, and I have it, I think, even written down somewhere what my lines are. And I was sitting there practicing my stuff, and I was like, no one's going to want to see me reacting for like 30 seconds to a minute to these two other people having a conversation. We need something else there. And so I kind of shoved it to the side. And I'm like, there was also a really good script for the time because the movie had just come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At this point, it's been so long. Now I look at it and go, God, it sucks. I don't think there's a way to redo this using the lines that I have to make it work. And even if I do release it as it is, with animation covering the gaps, right? It's kind of a too little too late type of scenario. And animation is fucking expensive. So like to animate that, it would be, especially the way I would want it animated, anywhere between 500 to a couple grand. I don't have that. That's not happening.
So what you're saying is I need to start wearing the mask when I do the Deadpool voice and use my OBS to get you the video of it.
As lovely as that would be, that's a hit and miss as well. When I have like 30 seconds of, again, two different characters reacting, and I'm sitting there on the phone like, hello, I'm here. Stop having a conversation between you two.
You're like, I'm here. Zip it, redhead. We're talking. Calm down, Levi. Have a beer. We'll be with you shortly.
I don't drink.
Have a Fresca, then. That's a thing.
God, that's a nice reference. I love that reference. We thought about putting that as a reference in one of our videos too. Then we opted not to.
A Fresca?
There's a scene where Fresca is being used as like the cult symbol type of thing for the boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's been a while. I think I only watched through season 3, and then I don't have my Prime subscription, so I haven't watched anything else.
As I was binge watching, because I had to binge watch it for the final season that was coming out, which, by the way, binge watching like hour-long episodes fucking is exhausting in and of its own. Because I'm also taking notes on like, what could I do for a video here? Just to come find out, we didn't even wind up doing the thing that we were planning on doing. It was a good series, don't get me wrong. But I could have taken my time watching that fucking thing versus binge watching it for a week and a half. Thanks for the stream. By the way, I do want to thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
I forgot to turn everything back on. We've lost a good portion of our audience. We kind of like did the fun stuff already.
Oh,
Did you? I think you sent me those lines.
yep. You should have them email.
Yeah, I got them here. I'm gonna download those lines.
Each line. Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't merge them all into one. I just exported the entire project, so it might still have them chopped up into little bits, where each line's a segment, or I don't know how it transfers it at that point.
So do you have every take you did, or just the takes that we agreed? Like this is the line we want.
Oh no, it's 32, so it's pretty much every take we did.
You fucking stop. I don't mean that.
Is it just one long audio, or is it broken up? I should have labeled them and been like, okay, we like that one, we hate that one.
I'm not crying.
I mean, it's less than 7 minutes of audio, like total.
Okay, it is.
What? Not high enough? I can raise it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll make it work. For everyone here, if you've ever worked on video and everything, the biggest thing is sitting there and going through. If you have a lot of different takes, trying to figure out which take is the good. When you do something like this and you go, oh, that's the perfect take. That's the take we're rolling with. And a regular voice acting studio thing, I would be the one pressing record on pressing and be like, oh, I keep this one. In this case,
I was just recording as we were going. We kept moving.
I gotta imagine that people who wind up doing the remote voice acting, which happens a lot nowadays, have that same issue even when they're doing this, and so you have that moment of like, oh, I recorded all those takes. Which take do you want to go with? The person in the background is probably like, just send them all to me. I'll go through them. or whoever's doing the editing is probably just looking at the person who's saying, just to send them all like, fuck you. You just gave me 30 extra minutes of work, an hour of work, however long it's going to take. And for reference, it's fine. But
yeah, I was going to say one of the audio dramas I did, Moxie Monroe. It's a podcast audio drama, basically detective noir in D&D. We went through, we did my section with two of my co-stars. We did it all as a live recording, and every single line they wanted 3 different takes on it, but they were the ones recording everything, and then they had us do secondary recordings, but they never told us what take they liked. But they're like, yeah, go ahead and send it in. I was like, it's like we were on this call for like an hour and a half. Have fun.
Oh my god. I would suspect that's a slight bit easier than what I'm gonna have to do, because I have to put all those things. I have to cut every single one. Then I have to pick the take, and then I have to line that particular take up with my thing. So what I do, because I don't do what Chris does. I don't time myself. One of the things, here's a secret I didn't tell you guys during if you guys are here, those who are here, yesterday's thing,
Hey, Skeletor.
the Skeletor video. There's a part where Chris isn't speaking, and if you look here on the editing screen, which you can't quite see it because I can't zoom it in, but it's if I go to the speed, if you look at the speed, it's slightly faster than it should be. And that's because he had too long of a pause for the actual line given, because the way Chris films, and props to him for being able to do this. I'm going to say that. He'll do his lines and he'll count in his head. 1, 2, 3. I should probably have a face here. 5, 6, 7. He can do that. And it's not bad. It's not, there are problems, and I've had him refilm when it's like for the Stitch series or something like that. I've had him refilm and be like, hey, can you use the line here to listen to it so you can react like at this exact moment here? And what he'll do is he'll be like, oh, I need to react at 5 seconds. And so he'll count. And we make it work. We do. However, then there's moments like this where it's like, I need to speed this up. And thankfully, he
It was
doesn't
easy.
have a
I turned him
whole
into
lot
a
of
cute, fluffy
movement.
little flea-bitten four-armed fool.
So you can't tell that it's being sped up because it's just sped up just barely.
Just slightly.
Yeah. I gotta cheat. I don't feel like making him redo fucking 40 seconds when all the rest fits perfectly.
Yeah.
And like I said, props to him that he's able to do that. I can't do that. I have to do what they do in the industry. I have to do what they do when they film. I need someone to say the fucking line. Because that's what they do. The green screen, everything like that. Somebody else offhand says it, even if it's not the correct inflection or anything. They kind of say it, at least in the pacing that it's being said, so that person can react.
Yeah.
And if it's done well enough and you have a good enough actor, you get that really good take. Instead, what I do is I sit there and I finagle and I go, so if we pull up the script as an example, and we show my screen again, if I can get my screen to show.
Oh, there it is.
So I'll go, I'll start my thing over here. I'll go 1, 2, 3. And then I'll press play. I'm like, Doctor Strange, there's a bit of a problem with the bounty that you placed on Loki. I'll press pause. It'll have a line there, and I'll put that recording in that place. And I'll go back and I'll do that again. And I'll have to finagle it a few times. So I'll have to say that line a few times before I even press record, because I'm going to do that for the entire sketch all the way down. I'm going to line all the audio up and all the takes that I'm going to use up. And then I'm going to press record and I'm going to try to have everything correct. And you guys have been live here. For those of you who've been live, you have seen me screw up because like the audio will play beforehand, or I'll say the line like a perfect way, but it's slightly faster than what I had scheduled. So now I have to stop it, rearrange the recordings.
Do that awkward. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And so something that is a minute 30 can wind up taking me 2 to 3 hours to do.
Yeah.
Takes so much fun. But the benefit is like my reactions are much more natural. They have like near perfect timing to perfect timing, especially if I line them up perfectly and I'm able to mimic that. A lot of that comes down to, do I have the energy to record and do this by the time I get around to recording? And if I have the energy and everything, that's when I can usually nail it. If I'm starting to feel tired though, I'm having to force that energy out. That's when things I screw up a lot more. Does that happen to you? Like when you're lower energy and you're trying to do a line or something like,
yeah, it like you'll have a specific emotion needs to come out and you're just like, I can't force this. I hate it. Or like you just can't get that push to go from here to here. Like you can't get that. You get a.
So
and
one
so
of the
just gotta come back at it later.
One of the voice actors that we worked with before that did the Constantine voice for us, right? Constantine. For those of you who want me to be particular, teen, whatever.
John Constantine, he's from Jersey.
The Constantine. One of the videos was the Constantine versus Voldemort, and at first he didn't want to do it because he's in the LGBTQI community, as I am as well, and I believe you have family and so on.
Actually, I was in full Wolverine getup earlier, right before I jumped on with you. My fiance's kid, the school district allowed the kids to form a big LGBTQ group.
Oh, that's cool.
And they host a parade every summer. So we went and walked the local pride parade with them right before I got on with you. So I had to get home, change out of everything, and then jump in here.
That's really cool. And at first he was like, I really don't want to do that because J.K. Rowling. I was like, hold up, read the script and let me know beforehand because of what I'm doing in the script. And he read the script and I was like, oh, I'm all for that. So we did that. And obviously it came out way before private. but we're not doing any Harry Potter. To make sure anyone is wondering, we're not doing any Harry Potter or J.K. Rowling stuff for the entire month of June out of respect for that community. I like poking holes into the books. I like throwing a wrench into it. I like doing that because it's not respecting the writing at all. It's literally going cute to it.
It's like, this was a piece of paper.
And it's a thanks, J.K. Rowling, for making this. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use it to pay for my kiddos' meals. By the way, I'm LGBTQI. Part of the community that you hate. I'm not gonna say that everyone do that. That's your own prerogative. But have you had a project, whether it be ours or somebody else's that you've done, that you've looked at and go, I don't want to do that, but you still did it because it was a paycheck? You can just that's a yes or no question. You don't have to say.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, and it was because I'd already been paid for it. Like they prepaid me and then sent me, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like, and
was
so
it one of ours? Was it wasn't?
No,
one of
no, it wasn't one of yours. Like I was like, hey,
I value feedback.
Yeah, no, I absolutely would be like, hey, what's up with? I mean, even while we were recording earlier, I'm like, this line would be better this way, but it was just like, hey, so this doesn't make sense, da 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 da, and they're like, as written, and I was like, okay, all right.
Maybe I give you too much freedom.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But it was like grammatical errors and like really poorly built sentences, and the action from one character to the other, it didn't line up, so the story didn't make sense. And I was like, well, you already paid me. Okay, I'll read it as is.
First drafts oftentimes have that. I've had that issue, especially in the past. Like some of my scripts in the past that I've sent you have been like that, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, give me a moment, let me rewrite this and everything like that. And I've been really grateful for that, because I've had people I've worked with who said bad shit about me.
I got nothing but nice stuff to say about you.
I'm okay with feedback, to be clear. And I'm okay with feedback. I'd prefer somebody tell me like they have a problem with my script and be like, hey, this doesn't make sense the way it was written. Because there have been times where I've written something out, I've been out of it, and I got approval, and I sent it out before it's finished.
Yeah.
And that's on me, and I should be held accountable for that. I don't need to be held publicly accountable for it, though.
No,
that should be a private thing, because you're getting paid. That's a conversation that needs to be had. Now, I get where that person might have come from, where they paid you and they want it as written. I've had that happen with me and Chris have had issues with lines that we have for each other sometimes. And a lot of times it's a very just don't understand why this line is written the way it is. Like he had a line with one of the scripts I just barely did, and it's not necessarily a big problem so much as that he doesn't understand why it's being written in there. It's the Daleks versus the Borg. You're a big Doctor Who fan.
10 at least. I love the sand shoes.
And one of the lines I have is, last time a team up worked, a 2,000-year-old Satorian showed up to deliver a message and asked a question that caused all-out war.
Oh, Rory.
See? And that's a thing where this is Daleks versus Borg. They're trying to work together. It's going to get brought up. That specific thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I need to have that in there. And Chris was like, he didn't know it, right? Now, we have learned to talk to each other a lot better, but there's also been times where we've outright said, line is written.
Yeah. And like, absolutely, between you and I, like, you've sent me stuff, I've been like, and we'll go back and forth. And there have been a few times you're like, I really want this line. And it's like, okay. Like, that's part of it. Sometimes you can be collaborative. Sometimes there's a very specific thing that needs to be said.
Roy didn't give the doctor's message. What is the message? He did give the doctor's message. The doctor's message was, would you like me to repeat the question? That was the message. And I have that in the script, actually, which is why he brought that up. Because he brought it up, can cut this, lose nothing, speed up the sketch is what he brought. And he sent it to me, and I was like, no, that has to remain there. So the whole little part that quote unquote can cut that we can't cut is last time a team up worked, a 2,000-year-old Zatorian showed up to deliver a message and asked a question that caused that all out war. Nervous. John does a nervous laugh. No way. Levi, back to Levi. Dude literally showed up, asked where his wife was, and delivered the doctor's message. John goes, what was the message? Levi goes, would you like me to repeat the question? I'm telling you, John, every time it just evolves into them fighting each other. Let them monologue it out of their systems. Otherwise, there's not going to be any more Borg. Together, however, they might just stand a chance against the doctor. Maybe. Acknowledging that they're probably not.
Yeah. No.
And it's that the would you like me to repeat the question is the message. Thought the doctor's message was everything. No, it was literally quote unquote. And this is something you miss if you don't have captions on, by the way.
Yeah.
If you don't have captions on, it's a semantics type of thing where Chris has gotten on my case about how I word things. And I'm like, I get where he's coming from, where if you're not paying attention to the previous context, it doesn't make sense. But that previous context matters if it's a spoken thing. And if you have captions, you can highlight it. And because I use captions all the time, I got it right off the bat because it's the quotations of this is his message. And then all those explosions happen more as happenstance because now they're fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to be the person who is holding the end of the stick. They're all like, nope, not me. Peace out.
No, we're good.
Well, when you watch Doctor Who the first time, your ex disliked captions.
Well, they were wrong.
Agreed. Me and my spouse, whenever we do watch something, they like having captions on too, which is really nice.
Like when I was way younger, I was always like, oh, this is. And then as I got more into acting and different things and looking over scripts, the captions part became like, oh, this is a way like to really kind of connect to the story or understand it better or understand the words and kind of, I don't know. I use it more now as a reflection tool of the acting with the words together. So.
And for me, I grew up with captions because of my hearing issues. So I've always used them. And one of the reasons why I like anime subtitled more than I like it dubbed most times was for the same reason. Now, there's still anime that to this day, like I tried watching the subtitled version of Trigun recently with my kiddo, and it wasn't horrible at first.
Okay.
And then you get to the voices of the girls of the insurance ladies, and they are the very classic back in that time frame Sailor Moon super high pitched, like way too young sounding voices.
Mm-hmm.
And both me and, like, don't get me wrong, some of the extra voices were like, oh, that's a weird voice for that character, but whatever, they're an extra, whatever. You get to characters who are gonna have to listen to for huge swaths of the episodes. I'm like, I can't stand that. Both me and my kiddo were immediately like, turn it off, kill it, it's dead. No. Which brought into the conversation of like, there is American dubbed anime that transcends the barrier even over in Japan. And Trigun and Cowboy Bebop are two of those examples that, like, even in Japan, they got the voices right.
Yeah. Sometimes.
So sometimes it's that. And then sometimes it's like, and this is probably because I've watched most of my anime now with subtitle and Japanese voice acting. And a good portion of it is nowadays, there's so much hate in the American anime voice community, especially with and I don't think anyone was in the right. The voice actor who did Full Metal Alchemist is a little bit loopy, to say the least. But that whole situation, I've been privy to a lot of information, both looking it up as well as apparently people who had been there. No one was in the right. First of all, Vic shouldn't have had any. There shouldn't have been an issue to begin with. But using your fans to attack anyone for any reason, big no-no. And that was my problem. Was like, I understand the visceral hate that somebody might have had against somebody else for one reason or another. That does not give justification to send an army of people against one person. Come on. Like, there are proper channels to handle that. And because they didn't go through those proper channels, now the person can't be held responsible.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks. And because that hurts things down the line, too. Thought you wanted us to all attack Chris with feathers. I'm okay with that.
That's a very specific type of army shindig.
But also, I'm also kind of not. You gotta stand 5 feet and threaten him with it, but you can't go any closer, so that he doesn't have. So that there's no panic attack. It's why are there a bunch of people waving feathers at me? And I was like, that's the closest they're going to come to you, because I don't want you to have a panic attack about a bunch of people trying to tickle you. Oh, okay. Really, you would send them after me? Yes, I would. It's the safeness of it. It's got to be safe.
Exactly.
Essential. What are you doing? Where did you find those? Raven was trying to find them. Those are ravens. This fucking child just randomly pulls out the fucking chicken biscuits that have been missing for like the last 3 days. Like, here you go. Dimensional pocket. Another. Oh, you know what?
No, apparently Steven's the one that set your kids on you.
Can you do Wolverine's voice real quick?
I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice, bub.
That is cool. That is cool. I want a chicken.
You like
biscuit.
Deadpool?
I was on who
Tobias. He can do Ryan Reynolds Deadpool specifically.
I feel like I heard him do that.
Go ahead.
Why is photo in the back no one?
Well, I just wanted to say hello and let you know that you are going to lose your dad because I'm going to smooch him. Smooch him. Oh, no, I didn't say that.
I need to talk to you.
Okay, give me a second.
Now that Levi's gone, it's our turn.
Hey.
Never mind, he's back.
I'll finish up the stream. We're about to hit the 2-hour marker anyway, so we'll do the wrap up and call it good.
You know,
thank you for
honestly,
dropping into those voices real quick. Huh?
I have not seen Puff the Magic Dragon since I was probably 6 or 7, but if I watched it again, I could probably do the voice, unless you're talking about like, just going full on song mode. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea.
See Tobias attack Levi in command.
Oh, that's a good one.
Your voice reminds me of the older Wolverine from 2000. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that the X-Men games, as well as like Wolverine and the X-Men, I want to say most of that is Steve Blum. He's been Wolverine for quite some time. My favorite was Cal Dodd, who actually I got to meet a couple years ago, but he did the he does X-Men 97's Wolverine. He also did the original 90s X-Men animated. That whole I go where I wanna go. Out of my way, pretty boy. But you still get that gravel on both of them.
So what's another voice you might be able to do that we would recognize? Besides the ones that we've already said and done.
I don't know. It's weird. I can like just shoot stuff off that like when I'm out in public, whenever someone's like, oh, what voice is it? It's like, well,
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here, reporting to you live. Wah!
Um,
Have I heard that before? I don't know.
Like Zoink Scoob, I've got the munchies.
Can you do Goofy? No. You already.
Yeah, I sent you the Goofy. I'm ish.
Gosh, Mickey, I didn't know about that.
Which you're very close. It was because it was between you and Popo, and Popo fucking nailed it spot on. Like
I
it was
don't normally do a
100%
lot of the
Goofy.
Disney guys at all, so
Yeah.
Sorry,
get up. Give me a minute. All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'll do a Joker-esque voice, Palpatine thing, something dark side. We have the cookies. And then Joker. Hey, Batsy! It's been a wonderful, fun time. Let's go ahead and end it with a bang. Yeah. I cut out though.
me and I don't know. Popo's super talented.
Is but we do have. I've got kids asking me for my attention and wanting to sit down. What did you do? They hurt.
I'm gonna be calling my kids here in a little bit too. So
Battle of the voice actors to the death of vocal cords. No, so like I have to record later, so I can't have my vocal cords go out. But anyways, Taylor of Terror. Oh, you want me to do Taylor of Terror? I'll do Taylor of Terrors and then we're done. This is the Taylor of Terror. Very campy-esque villain voice.
Okay.
Which I absolutely love. And Jawsome's like, motherfucker, you've been practicing.
I don't even know what that is, but the moment you hit it, I was like, okay, that's eclectic. That's elastic.
And as far as Pandemonium, we don't have a voice for Pandemonium yet. We're gonna see how I love the campy villains. I love them so much. They're so fun to do. Huh? Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone for joining us, especially our guest Jawsome. Now, Jawsome, do you know the ending? The Have an Acme Day. Have an Acme Day will be a product as a product of villain. Have an Acme Day will retroactively build your account. Do you know that?
I don't have it memorized.
It's all right. So I'm going to do the full closing then. Do you want to say something before I do the full closing?
I just want to say that working with you over the last year and a half has been phenomenal. I look forward to doing it much, much more in the future because you're amazing. And Acme is definitely a product I support.
Remember, take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. I wish you all peace of mind, serenity, body, and spirit, and harbor, among others. Until the winds blow your sails our way again, you'll have an Acme Day. An Acme Day is brought to an Acme Day. We'll be right there. Build to your account. Have an Acme Day. And have an Acme Day simply means the best day you possibly can have. Bye, y'all.